Can you just explain for our audience, so what is a dialogue-centric first draft?
So a dialogue-centric first draft is an exercise that we use in our community in order to recenter our thinking on what a scene is and what a story is. Typically we approach scene and story as this idea that, like, okay, these things are going to happen. A is going to happen, then B is going to happen, then C is going to happen, then D is going to happen. What that leads to for us as writers is a lot of, especially as new writers, is a lot of summarizing, right? And by summarizing, I mean, you hear the phrase all the time, show, don't tell. Summarizing is like the epitome of telling, where you're like walking into the scene, saying like, Billy went here and did this thing and then talked to this person and he felt sad about it, right? Like, and you give me this paragraph that like summarizes conversation and action. Problem with that is that the reader is engaged by being in the moment and being focused at the time. So being in the moment of the scene. So summaries and large sections of prose often cause readers, especially modern readers, to skim. Although I've looked at books all the way back to like the 1800s, and this seems to be true of them as well, that like the best-selling books, the ones that engage us the most, the ones that like captivate our imagination over a long time, are primarily dialogue. So by dialogue, I mean the interaction between characters. So you have two characters on the page that are interacting with each other, exchanging expectations and emotions. That's what the reader's showing up for. So I say all that to say, a dialogue-centric first draft is the exercise of writing your dialogue only first in almost a screenplay type feeling in order to force the exchange of expectation and emotion between the characters to the center of the scene, to stop you from summarizing, to stop you from thinking about, hey, what are all the things that need to happen in this scene, and to start you thinking about who are the characters, how do they need to interact in this scene in order for me to accomplish the conflict that I need to have. And so it's a tool we use in our community to shift your thinking to bring about a character-centric scene. And over time, what it does is it helps you to see your story not as a series of happenings, but as a series of character engagements. Your story is a series of characters interacting with one another. So in the Dialogue Doctor community, every Tuesday, I say every Tuesday, I missed this week, but every Tuesday we try to post a writing prompt that everybody writes a dialogue-centric scene to and then posts it in our Slack group. Now, and a lot of the authors in the community have just started writing with dialogue-centric scenes all the time. I do, not necessarily on purpose anymore, just because that's how I think. But so it's a tool to rearrange your brain.